Hey, this is Prometheus giving you another scheme breakdown. This is going to be MUT and custom friendly. This is out of the Seattle Seahawks playbook. If you're new to my channel, I just want to let you know that basically what I do is I'll break down a couple schemes for a team playbook every week, and what I will do is I'll actually play with that scheme in a full game Friday of that week. So if you're new to my channel right now, make sure you subscribe. You're going to be able to go ahead and see how this scheme works real online game. It's not going to be any kind of misleading things. You can see what works and what doesn't work. The first formation I'm going to break down is going to be the pistol twin tight end. This is a great formation primarily because of the plays that are available to me. Let's go ahead and take a look at the audibles. Alright, so basically going to have 4 different audibles. I've got the tight end stick that's really good to be able to attack your opponent off to the right side. We have the drive play, which is basically a levels concept attacking your opponent on the left hand side. And then a play action center waggle, which is good to be able to go ahead and hit your opponent at higher levels and do a little play action. Your basic run is a halfback counter, which is really good. The plays I want to complement this is I'll probably come out either in a halfback stretch as my base run, or the slam, or a wide receiver screen. Bonus plays I'm going to break down is the Z spot and a wide receiver drive. These plays really puts your opponent at a disadvantage that you can basically hit certain areas of the field and really is very harassing in nature. And if I was going to do a custom playbook, I'd actually go ahead and build this around, but I'll see if I can sprinkle these into the full game Friday. Alright, so the most common run I'm probably going to come out is just a standardized stretch. A stretch is always going to go to where the 2 tight ends are at. And when you got good blocking like this, you can actually go ahead and hit it to the outside, pick up some easy yards. Or if your opponent starts spreading out their defensive line to defend against any kind of outside run, you could go ahead and hit him with a dive, and it's going to basically give you the inside running that you need. And when you get a good running back like this, you can really succeed with it. So it's nice to be able to go ahead and incorporate a dive play into your scheme. Alright, so your base run is going to be the halfback counter. What's great about this is you got that pulling guard and tackle. You could flip the play and actually go to wherever the least amount of defenders are at. And if you can basically get the contain you're looking for, you can go ahead and hit the corners again. So it might be more ideal to run a fullback dive as your base play and then maybe use the halfback counter. Conversely, you can leave it stock. If you count the box and you got the extra blockers to be able to turn it up. And it's a nice little play when you get to the next level to be able to run with. Okay, and finally I've got the wide receiver screen, and what I like about this screen is I've got that tight end number 2, which is Wilson. He actually does an out and then up, so he actually gets to the next level taking out a safety. So this really can turn into a big play. If I got the zone I'm looking for and I got the blocking, as you can see right here, able to pick up some fairly easy yards with that. Alright, so making your opponent defend against the screen game just is really real harassing. So let's take a look at the first audible. Alright, so the first audible we're going to be looking at is tight end stick, and basically what I like to do with this particular play is to go ahead and take my outside receiver, which is Baldwin, and put him on a deep comeback route, primarily because my focus of this play is going to be attacking the right side of the field. My first read is going to be the inside tight end number 1, which is Miller. I'm going to see if anybody falls into his zone, or if he actually gets man coverage. Now Miller is going to blow away man coverage because of that special stick option route. My next read will be Wilson in the flat, followed by Baldwin on the deep comeback route. And if the entire area over there is flooded over, that means that Kerr should be wide open. So my progressions are going to be tight end number 1, tight end number 2, wide receiver 1, then wide receiver 2. So my first read is going to be Miller over the middle, and he just sits right there in the zone and be able to pick up an easy 5 yards with that. Coming back to this play again, nobody's in the flat, able to go ahead and take the flat for another 5 yards. Coming back to this play again. Now, because there is a defender in the flat right there, Baldwin is actually going to be able to get a free release on a comeback route. And if my opponent is actually flooding the area, I can go ahead and hit the slant coming over the middle to be able to pick up some easy yards. Let's take a look at the next play. Alright, so the next audible we're going to be looking at is drive, and basically my progressions are actually going to be looking over to the left side of the field. Now I'm going to look at the three routes. I'm going to pretty much get rid of the ball by one of the three players right there. My first read is going to be the red the red tight end, which is Wilson. Now I'm going to watch him. I'm going to see if anybody follows him. If no one follows him, he should usually be wide open under any kind of a zone coverage. If it's zone coverage and the defenders are actually playing down, I can wait for Miller on that deep in cut. The in route, generally I can be able to find that hole. And then finally I've got Curse doing the deep comeback route, which is a route that takes a lot of time to progress, and I should be able to hit that on with an outside pass lead. That deep post, I could look for it, but to be frank with you, I'm going to be able to go ahead and hit these other three routes quicker. The deep post, I'd have to wait for that to develop, and it's just not worth my time. So let's go ahead and run this play. We're going to watch my underneath route immediately with Wilson. As you can see right there, I was able to pick up some 5 yards because it was zone. Once again, got zone. And as you can see, I hit the next level right there by waiting with Miller. And then finally, I've got the deep comeback route that I can pick up because those zones actually get pulled up. Alright, so the final play of this MUT scheme is going to be the play action counter waggle. Play action counter waggle. I like to make a couple adjustments. First and foremost, I want to clear out that center zone on my deep safety and actually go ahead and take that tight end number 2 and just put him on a streak. I'm going to take Curse and put him on a crossing route. Really what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for man zone coverage. My first read is going to be the tight end Miller, which is on a delayed block route. If he gets a free release and gets out in the flat, I'm going to go ahead and hit that. If it is man coverage, I can always hit the deep comeback route with Baldwin. And then I've got Curse coming all the way over on that deep slant route to be able to pick up a good 10 or 15 yards in case the zone is flooded over to the right-hand side. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel it out, take the underneath immediately, pick up some easy yards with this play. Cancel out the coverage right there. And as you can see right here, able to go ahead and hit over the middle. Probably need to throw that ball a little bit quicker. And if the deep comeback is available, which it is right there, you're able to go ahead and pick up some easy yards. So this is basically a conclusion of the MUT scheme. And this scheme is pretty built out with the stick attacking to the right side. I've got a counter where I can attack both sides of the field. I've got drive attacking the left side. And then I just got to play action to be able to work off the counter. There are 2 plays in this formation that I love, and I want to go ahead and break this down for people that want to sprinkle these plays in. And also, if you wanted to go custom book, I would recommend putting these 2 plays in place of the other 2 plays for this breakdown. So let's go ahead and show. The 2 other plays that I like for a custom playbook is Z-spot and then the wide receiver drive. Now both of these plays are auto motions, but that's all right. These particular plays are really going to cause a hard time for your opponent. He's just going to have to defend certain areas of the field that's going to be very difficult for him to do. So let's take a look at Z-spot first. Alright, so the first play is going to be Z-spot, and basically you're really going to look for the spot route. My reads are going to be the following. I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the spot route immediately. Now if it's zone coverage, generally I can hit that zone, that spot immediately and be able to get an easy play. Now if it's man coverage and the corner comes down and defends that spot, I know Miller is going to be wide open underneath. So basically what I can do is hit Miller on the outside. Then finally also I've got Curse on the deep dig route. That is actually a nice little play to be able to hit to keep your opponent honest. Read is going to be Baldwin immediately. See if a defender defends. If he doesn't, I'm going to go ahead and pop him for an easy 5 or 6 yards for that play. Once again, same read, and I'll just keep taking it if he gives it to me. Now after your opponent has to start defending against a spot, it starts manning you up. You can go ahead and hit him up top with the tight end route and any kind of man coverage. Once your opponent starts keying in on that spot route, what you can do is you can hit him with the dig route on the other side and be able to pick up some pretty easy yards. So this is a nice little play that you can hit your opponent in many different areas of the field. You can even hit the flat right here, but the next play is really going to complement it. Alright, so the next play we're going to be looking at is going to be the wide receiver drive, and this is an excellent complement to the spot route. I want to go ahead and take my tight end and actually put him in a streak, and I'm going to go ahead and take my running back and block for me, so I've got 6 blockers. Reed is going to be following. I'm going to go ahead and watch Baldwin, and he's going to blow away any kind of man coverage. So if you get man coverage, you know you're going to be able to hit that at any time. If it is zone coverage, you've got basically the Baldwin going on a little crossing route. They eventually will open up for you. And then you got Miller going up the seam. So if there's a buzz zone coming down with a defender, he's going to get past the buzz zone. And then you got Wilson splitting everything up in the middle. So I'm still going to look in the same area. As you can see right here, look at the buzz zone is just wide open. Drop play, but you can see the concept right there. Going back to the same play again. Zone coverage, able to go ahead and hit it inside right there with Baldwin. And once again, you've got that corner route. You're going to be able to hit your opponent for some big yards right like that. And then finally, you've got the deep comeback route, which is really deadly, and it's pretty much all over the formation. So I hope you like this scheme. This is just a nice little scheme. I'll be running this on my full game Friday. We'll see how well it works effectively, but I'm basically to be hitting things against my opponent at a higher level. So if you like this, go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you're new to my channel. Comment, give me your thoughts on it. I really appreciate all your support.